In his book, For the Love of Land, Savory Institute co-founder Jim Howell tells how it might feel for a human to move to a strange land. Quote, "What would you do if you were unwillingly plucked off your pretty farm in the green hills of Missouri, transported to a new ranch in the Badlands of Wyoming, given a brand new set of friends, all new foods, different weather, a novel landscape, and salty water? You most likely would protest and perform below your potential, at least initially." End quote. On the other hand, quote, "What if you had been on the same Wyoming ranch your whole life and had overseen the winter country in the Red Desert all that time? You know every square foot of that place, where all the best grass patches are, the good places to take shelter in blizzards, how far you can ride out and still get back before dark, and so forth. You are intimate with the land." End quote. When Henry's locally adapted cattle were in familiar haunts on Mount Chavanaugh, they separated into small groups that stayed together as they used different parts of the pastures. Like Henry's cattle on Mount Chavanaugh, cattle placed on summer ranges in Oregon separate into subgroups that show fidelity to different areas within various pastures. As adults, they prefer locations they learn to use as calves from their mothers. Sheep, too, show fidelity to areas where they were born and raised. Shepherds in the UK handpick subgroups of sheep who show fidelity to different habitats as a way to disperse animals more broadly across landscapes. Young animals learn habitat selection behaviors from their mothers. Mother is thus a transgenerational link who connects her offspring with their ancestors in the landscapes their ancestors inhabited. Knowing the range means recognizing which plants to eat and which to avoid at any time, where and where not to go for food and shelter in different seasons of the year, and what's a predator and what's not a predator, and where to go to avoid predation. All these behaviors herbivores learn, and they become culturally inflected in place and time. When it comes to food, cattle, sheep, and goats begin to learn about the flavors of forages in mother's diet when they are in the womb. The flavors of plants like onion and garlic, for example, are transferred into the amniotic fluid in utero. The fetal taste system is fully functional during the last trimester of gestation. After birth, offspring learn about the foods mom is eating through flavors of her milk. Thus, a young animal is already familiar with the odors and tastes of forages in mother's diet before it ever takes its first bite of those plants. When they begin to forage for themselves, offspring also learn what to eat from watching mother, and her influence can last a lifetime. 6-week-old lambs fed whole grain wheat with their mothers for as little as 1 hour a day for 5 days ate more wheat than lambs exposed to wheat without their mothers.